approach this game now that you've played them once already this season?
Yeah, well, it's not unique this time of the year to be, playing somebody for the second time, and really just a combination of, their recent games and the the previous game against them this season, and taking a look at that and trying to get a feel for, what they're going to do differently and what they will certainly hang their hat on again, and that's what our staff and players have been working away on for the last week.
They've won a lot this year, but you guys were right in there with them last time here. How much does that kind of help the confidence going into Saturday?
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't need any extra motivation to play them, and I don't think they need any to play us. It's a pretty meaningful a matchup there, and always has been, and certainly always will be. And they certainly have won a lot of football games. They've done a tremendous job over what feels like a decade now of putting together a lot of wins. But we got a good football team as well, and we feel like we're starting to play some really good football, and we have been playing some good football this year. And certainly that matchup in the regular season was one to remember. It was an entertaining football game. I think both teams did a really good job. So we're just looking forward to getting back on the field and trying to put together our best football game.
What's turned it around for you guys this year that's kind of helped you have this strong finish?
Well, just sticking with it, really, because, I think it was a little bit of a slow start to the season, but I think that's really a credit to the teams we played. We played some really tough opponents and some really close games. So there wasn't, a big moment or defining moment or anything like that. It was really just sticking to the plan and, and relying on some new people and ultimately just stringing together a little bit, more in all three phases of complementary football down the stretch than maybe we did earlier in the year.
What's something from Western that you're watching out for before Saturday?
Well, they got a tremendous football team, and they're really good at pretty much everything they do. And they're going to run the ball really well. They always have and always will. But this team for them definitely seems to be a little bit more pass heavy than typical. And that's because, just an absolute lights out receiving core that they have and, an all Canadian caliber quarterback. So it's just trying to get a hone in on and get a feel for, what type of offensive approach they're going to take. And they'll certainly mix it up on us and do a good job with that. So we got our hands full.
Is there one aspect of your game that's more important than the rest that you'll need to ride on Saturday?
No, I don't necessarily think so. I think it really truly will come down to, being really good on specials, and then we got to find a way to contain this offense and slow it up and keep it off the scoreboard. And then offensively, making sure that we're, not turning it over, and we're going to have to score, 30 plus points. I mean, that's the only way to beat these guys. So it's really just playing well in all three phases. And if we can, steal some momentum and some field position, and maybe some points on special teams or defense, I think that can go a long way.
Coach, previously we saw Evan Hillock against Laurier actually take a big hit and leave the game. Have you kept an eye on that, and does that affect any prep in any way, or same Western?
Yeah, we're trying, but they keep it pretty tight-lipped and tough to get a feel for what's going on with personnel across the conference. But we'll be preparing for Evan, but also for the other guy they got there, who's a tremendous runner, and if he plays a bunch, it'll be a little bit different offensively, I imagine, and we just got to try to get our mind around that.
Coach, defense has stepped up all year. Are they looking forward to the challenge next year, and what do you expect out of that unit as we keep getting further into the season?
Yeah, we're going to need our defense to play, their best game of the season, and it'll really start on the line of scrimmage because they are a line of scrimmage team, and to match up with them, you got to be really good up front. But I think that is the strength of our team, so our guys are going to have to play really well and slow up with, I think, will be a commitment to the run game on their part.
Coach, just a bit of a follow-up on the offensive side. The offensive has really come alive, and Russell was making some great long passes in that previous game against Ottawa. How does that progress even farther? You talked about baking the cake. Is that passing game ready?
Well, it's gotten a lot better. It definitely improved. And look, the big thing is taking what the defense gives you and going after it. And, with Ottawa, kind of loading up to stop the run, it gave us an opportunity for some explosives down the field. And now we got to do two things. We got to call those, and load them up for the guys on the field. And then they got to go out and make the plays. And that's ultimately what it came down to was Ottawa giving us something, us calling a play to take advantage of it, and then Russ delivering a really good football.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.